Hi friends. So I was just putting together my newsletter for this week to send out to you, and it occurred to me that on Instagram, and if you don't follow me on Instagram you might not know this, some of you do, but I've been doing a lot more video lately. Might not be a lot for everybody, but it's a lot for me, and I found that I actually quite enjoy it as a medium. So I thought, why don't, instead of like sit here and type something out to you, although I have already typed it out, so I will actually send it as well, but why don't I just like talk to you and like share a few points that I was going to send you in email this week, and see whether you like this as a format. A bit more personal, a bit more so you can get to see me, get to see who this person is who keeps emailing you on a little bit more of a regular basis than it has been in the past. But yeah, so just so that we can kind of get to know each other a little bit better. So what I was popping into your inbox today to say was around the gist of, as online business people all over the place, a lot of us are thinking right now, how can I get people coming back to my website? And this might mean, how do I get people buying from me? How do I get people booking up my services? How do I get people engaging with me? So I'm using the term come back to my website, or come to my website, to kind of cover all those kind of bases. But basically, how do you get people to interact and engage and work with you online? And it's something that everybody is busy thinking about, because you're only online because you want to have some kind of return, don't you? You want to have some kind of personal connection with people, you want to learn something, or you want to make some money. And I'm sure there's other reasons, but you want to get something out of the experience at the end of the day, don't you? Especially if you've got an online business. So what we need to do to be able to engage with people is to stay front of mind with them, because really, if people come to our website, they find us, they buy from us, they love us, there's nothing to say that they're going to come back again. Even if they had a great experience, even if they enjoyed our products or our services, or, we help them solve a problem, because they're busy, because life, and because, there's all this other information coming to them across the web, across their emails, across social media, just walking down the street from their newspapers. There's so many places that people get other information or hear about other people's services, that just because they've been with you and liked you at one stage doesn't mean that they're necessarily going to come back to you, because they just forget what your name is, they forget how to find you, somebody else pops up at the time when they were needing your service, and so they go with them instead. I'm guilty of this myself. So we need to stay front of mind with people, and we need to stay helpful. So those two things, they go side by side. It means that we need to keep popping up in their world, and we need to keep providing value to them. And you're probably not too surprised that I'm here in your inbox, in your email newsletter, and I'm going to say that this is one of the best ways for you to do those two things, because it hits both. A regular, consistent email newsletter helps you to keep popping up. Hello, 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 it's me. Remember me? I helped you before. I gave you some advice. I sold you that great product. That was me. And it also helps you to keep providing actionable advice. That's something useful, that's something valuable to them. So it's a way to keep doing that. So for different businesses, this might mean different things. So if you have a shop with physical products, this could mean announcing new products to them first, VIP discounts, tips on how to actually use the products that they've bought from you already, so that they get the most out of them and like them, and so refer other people on to you to get theirs from you. If you don't have a physical shop, like you sell a service or a consultancy, this could be things like this, tips and advice that you might turn into a series, like a video series, or a kind of, resources, checklists, those kind of things that you can help people. It could be sharing industry news with them so that they can stay up to date, but they don't have to go and do all the research themselves. So there's lots of different things that you could think of that you could use to help the people who are on your list, and that you could, hit those two birds. Keep popping up in front of them and stay useful. The sky's the limit, really. It's just your imagination and, some creativity and that kind of thing. So really, there's no excuses. So my challenge to you today is this. Take out a piece of paper or, grab your phone, open the Notes app and start jotting down some ideas of things that you could do, of different things you could share with your people, tips, advice, that kind of thing, that will be useful and valuable to your audience and that you can do on an ongoing, regular basis from now on. So here's a few ideas to help you kind of come up with some of those, because, like I bang on about, your website is not for you, it's for your customers. So the help that you need is not for you, it's for your customers. So what do they need? You need to, again, put yourself into their shoes and think from their perspective, what will help them, what will move them to the next step, what will get them from A to B with you, or in their life, or whatever they're trying to do. So think about the questions. So to populate your list, think about questions that people ask you. So what do they struggle with? What do you know that they actually need to know? And you might get this from, they might tell you face to face in emails. You might see them asking questions online. You might see other people who aren't actually in your group but who have similar problems, like in Facebook groups or something. See the questions that they're asking there. Those are great places to kind of glean some of this information. You could also do an audit of the content that you've already created, because I bet that you've got a heap of stuff that you've shared and used and published in different places online. And this is specifically, I guess, for, services and consultancy businesses. But if you're anything like me, you've got a stack of stuff that you've either got still in draft form, ready to go, or nearly ready to go, or that you've already published, but that the people on your list might not have seen, because maybe you've shared it on Facebook, or maybe it's on your blog, an older post, and they weren't following you then. So just remember, like I shared with you last week, in last week's email, think about how you can take the content and the things that you've already created and use those in different ways, so that you can kind of, get them in front of more people and help more people with what you've already created. So it's being smart about how you reuse what you've already done. Look at other people in your industry, and this isn't like copycatting, but this is just like looking to see what other people are doing and going, oh, that's interesting, could I put a spin on that? Or could, people in other industries, what they're doing, and could I put that into my industry and, do it in such a way that would make sense for my tribe. And the last one, ask them. Yeah. So just go up to them and say, hey, what are you struggling with? What's the top questions that you have at the moment? What new products would you like me to buy? What have you been looking for elsewhere that you haven't been able to find that maybe I could provide for you? This is also, a really great way. And it's not the only way, because people will sometimes tell you what they think you want to hear, or what they think they should say, but it's also a really good way to find out and to get to know kind of where they are at the place of their business, or in their life goals, or in their passion business, or in the thing that they're trying to achieve. So to find out exactly what they need and where they're at the moment. So you saw this coming, I'm pretty sure. What about you? What can I do to help you? What are you struggling with at the moment? What is something that's blocking you from taking the next step, or that you think you can't do, but you just need a little bit of guidance on? It doesn't have to be big. Sometimes it's just the small things that stop us from being able to take the next step. And sometimes we just need to take the step, but sometimes we need a little bit of guidance, or we need, someone to kind of show us, what's the steps to get from here to there, and then you'd be able to do them yourself. So what is it that you might need some help with that I could help you with? And it could be about your email list, it could be about your website, it could be about sharing how to get your content in front of people, it could be about setting up freebies on your website, it could be something a little bit technical on your website. So just anything that you might have a problem with at the moment, or that you might want some help with, feed it back to me, hit reply, let me know, and I would love to help you out on that. So Yeah, does that help? So that's what I wanted to let you know today. I wanted to let you know that you're not alone, that, you know, we're all in this together. We're all trying to keep in touch with our audience and our tribe and the groups of people that we are put here to serve, and that we are all, you know, in our best way trying to come up with different ways to be valuable and useful to that group of people, whatever that is that we're called to do. So keep going. You're doing a great job, and don't so keep so keep going. You're doing a great job. Don't be put off by anything that's standing in your way, because everything is figure outable, and especially in this day and age. Even if you don't want to ask me the question, just Google it. You'll be able to find the answer, no doubt, okay? But you can ask me. I'm right here. I'm just sitting around in my study at the moment, just waiting for your questions to come rolling in. So I can't wait to hear from you, and I can't wait for you to hear from your audience. See you next week.